Hi, brothers and sisters. I hope it's picking up the sound pretty good. I'm going to read your comment. It's a comment on today's system, the Antichrist system, is what this comment is really about. And I wrote it under my last video on my other channel. And so I just thought I'd share it here because what began in the very beginning, you see it playing out in different terminology, but the terminology is still there in the underpinnings of the whole idea that is presented to you in the scriptures once you can put it all together. So this is it. This is the comment I made. So who or what is the Antichrist system? The conservative, largely idealized as Christian males who are on the right hand, not this is just the religious lie, and therefore woman's voice is relinquished to his male representation. It was always daughters of Zion that represented the right hand of God until they vilified them and removed their covenant out of the land so they could rule and put a yoke on his sister's neck. Ergo, the teaching of Christianity that a righteous daughter would agree to submit to a man if she truly loved God, male, 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 as taught by a male God, man himself. So if you as a woman don't willingly agree to submit to this man-made ideology, then you must be with them. That meaning those on the left. So that means that you women who aren't on the left and aren't on the right, you simply don't exist. You women who believe you are equal as a woman to a man have absolutely nowhere to go because you simply don't exist. I am definitely not for the left no more than I am for the conservative male rulership over me, telling me I must submit to the ideologies of a man-made religious theology, whether that be the Torah from Judaism or Christianity or Islam. I submit to God, and as such, regardless of their man-made lies to yoke me under them, am equal under God's laws. Meaning, man, conservative or otherwise, does not have a right to yoke me under a law and tell me what I do or don't believe. Do we now understand the Antichrist that is so clearly on the scene now and has been all along? Just watch the conservative women defend the conservative man's right to yoke you under him while tossing her sister under the bus. This is the harlot system at play. Christ exalted the key of David, meaning she is the spirit that rules his kingdom along with her righteous laws. Those are wisdom's laws, by the way. Why do you think it is the Antichrist system that cares nothing about what a real woman thinks? And this is attested to in Daniel 11:36. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god. And he shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and he shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. What's the indignation? That's an interesting term. I was looking at that last week. That might be a term you want to get into, because that indignation means it's designed to rile us righteous sisters who truly understand the word. And that's what that indignation, I believe, to some degree may be about. For that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers. God, Israel's name is God wrestles. And as such, it meant that Israel, the daughters, the feminine, were the daughter, God, daughter Zion upon this earth. That's what it means. So he does not regard the God of his father, nor the desire of women. Pah! Oh, really? Nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. Is this not what the men of this world have done, while ignoring woman, the spirit of the original covenant, so they could rule and subjugate her? This is precisely what's going on, what's been done, what has been going on. And this is what it says in Jeremiah 6, chapter 6, verse 26. O daughter of my people, gird thee with sackcloth, and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an only daughter, not an only son. That's all the world knows is sons. Israel was representing the woman's seed. And as such, it meant that she was defined by her daughters, not her sons. And it says, the thorns and thistles began to circle around her. They came around her and against her because she was the one daughter standing on earth. And why was she gave to them? It tells us why she was gave to them. As for an only daughter, most bitter lamentation for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. They worked to take the spirit of her covenant out of the land. The only daughter. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their ways. That was why she was here. That was her purpose. And God says to Job, I believe in Job 40, know thee not thine own right hand can save you. And the right hand is not Christian males, conservative. Your right hand in the scriptures was identified as the key of David and the daughters of Zion. That's who was gave to keep you on the straight and narrow. And not this ridiculous storyline that they began to spiel over time, which we've broken all down. So who is the tower? Micah chapter 4 verse 8, and thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Daughter Israel, daughter Zion, that's who was your fortress, your tower, your stronghold. And they are all grievous revolters. They turned on her. They were spreading slander, it says. All are stubborn rebels spreading slander. That's what they became. They gnashed at her and told lies. They brought false witnesses against her so that they could take the spirit of her covenant out of the land and so they could rule themselves. And you see this kind of happening again. The right hand and the left hand are working together to remove woman. And if we don't go along with either the right or the left, then this belief that I believe in, they more or less tell you, well, then women don't exist. You know, you're either with us or you're with them. I'm not with you men who wants to subjugate me under your laws, no more than I'm with the left. I'm not with either of you. I'm with God. I'm the God kind. That's what I am. And you'll have to deal with God and the God kind, regardless how much manipulation you want to put into this. You're going to find out you're not going to win this one. You're not. The truth is going to stand. It's a truth staggered in the streets, and equity could not enter in. Well, it's going to enter this time, because she's going to have the force of mother behind her. What does it say? It says, Son of Man was brought into the Ancient of Days. No, it wasn't Son of Man. It was daughter of woman, Israel. The daughter Israel, daughter Jerusalem, was brought into the Ancient of Days. And in my opinion, the Ancient of Days is just another name for Mother Wisdom. And Mother Wisdom restores back the dominion back to her daughter Israel, whom man gnashed at to take her covenant out of the land. And then she says in Isaiah 29 verse 4, I hear a familiar spirit as of one who is speaking out of the dust of the earth. Why is she hearing her? Because she is speaking the spirit of her covenant once again. So, thanks for watching my video. I pray you're blessed with an abundance of truth, and I hope you all have a really nice day. Thanks.